Yo boys, what is going on and welcome back to the channel once again today where we are going to be revisiting SplashYard for the first time in a long time, a deck that is still very much viable to this day, a deck that has been around for a long time and a deck that if you guys know, if you've been watching the channel for a while, you know I severely dislike. So we're going to be playing with it today and I don't dislike playing with it, I do kind of dislike Graveyard. I'll keep it real, I will never deny that Graveyard is one of the cards I don't know, something about it just gets me. I think this deck in particular, just because I'm like a Hog Rider player, it's such a good Hog counter, it just gets me, I don't know, but nonetheless, boys, we're here to use it today and see what we can do. So we're going to go in with the Graveyard here, 1 minute in, getting a bit aggressive with it, why not? We have the Baby Dragon, the tank, we've kind of got a bit of an elixir lead off on this guy, and that's going to be pretty much his entire right tower gone already. See, as you can see, boys, this deck is just easy. You know, I think that's what I dislike about it. A lot of time it is just such an easy deck to get such good value out of. Now, sometimes you're coming against really good people. It is going to be a bit difficult, but for the most part, it's a pretty nice deck to kind of just get you around. And that's not going to be the best the best thing out of me. So let's go for the Ice Wizard here in the middle. I know we took a lot of damage. I definitely could have reacted sooner to that, but we didn't. And you know, we just got to move on with that, boys. So. Let me know where you guys are in the season so far. I actually hit Ultimate Champion yesterday, I believe it was. I'm at like 1650 or something. I know a lot of you guys are probably much higher. Some of us, you know, we're not that good. You know, we can't all be top. But I might try and go for a little bit of a push this season. I'd like to try and finish above 2K. That'd be kind of cool. I would love to try and get like a top 10,000 finish. You'll get my first ranked place, but the odds of that are probably quite low. So, but I'll keep you guys informed and maybe I'll make some videos on it. I just don't play as much on stream just because. Or not on stream. I just don't play as much in videos just because you know, I do only really use the Hog deck, and you know, you guys, I like to show off plenty of other decks to you guys, so I'm not just going to make you guys watch the same deck over and over in every video. But if you'd like to see a bit of me playing on ladder, do be sure to let me know and I will definitely get on that. Now, if this guy's right tower is on 2 HP, this is pretty much a free game to see out here. We just need to make sure we don't make any silly mistakes and we can just see this out no problem. So we'll go for our Tombstone here, we'll go for the Tornado over on the right side. We could safely assume that he was going to go for on the right side just because he did have the what's it called? He did have the, what was the Ice Golem? That's the one. He did a Ice Golem on the right side, so we could assume that he was going to go for the Golem on the side, or for the proper one on the side where he did have all the damage done. Or no, he did have the protection. I don't know why I'm struggling so much to speak. Please excuse it. But anyways, that's going to be, you know, we are going to go take 1 tower. 2 towers pretty much down, and that's going to be it for game number 1. And yes, guys, we are back into game number 2 here. And a bit more about SplashYard. You know, if any of you guys don't know it, it is a deck, you know, that kind of relies very heavily on getting a tank across the bridge, getting your graveyard down. And sometimes I see people playing this, you know, whenever they're not as good with it, they do decide to go in for the kind of the naked graveyard and go for it without any tank. I wouldn't really recommend that. It doesn't really get an awful lot of damage. Now, sometimes, don't get me wrong, it can get a little bit of chip damage in and it can do you quite well. But for the most part, you know, you always want to have a tank. So make sure you guys are always trying to do that if you do decide to use this deck. And other than that, I mean, it's not the most complex deck. You'll definitely get the hang of it pretty simply if you just play it, you know, a bit of experience. Same thing with every other deck. You just need to play, and then eventually you'll get good at it. And that's just the way of it. So, one thing about this deck as well is it is a very strong deck against a lot of the metas right now. You guys probably noticed, you know, maybe some of you guys don't like it, but what do you call it? Hog has become very strong again, just because of the kind of the Dagger Duchess fall off. So Hog Rider is up there. It's becoming better. It's being played a lot more, and this deck is very powerful against Hog Rider. So if you're looking for, like, you know, a new deck that you guys are, you know, just something that counters Hog, if you struggle to play against Hog, I would recommend this. It really does work, and it is quite easy to pick up. The only thing about it is, like, nowadays obviously it's so hard to change deck. I think that's the one complaint I have now, with all the new, well, I don't like level 15 as it is. I make that no secret, but yeah, I think that's one thing I really dislike about level 15. You can't just really use other decks. Like, I would have been a person that liked to use multiple different decks, you know, climb ladder, just use a variety of things until I get to the very top, and then I would start to use my main deck. But now, it's just kind of stuck to the point where you have to use, you kind of have to level one deck up to level 15 if you want to be anyway competitive with it. You just have to, that's the only deck you can use. You can't swap because, you know, getting that full deck level 15s, especially as a free-to-play player, which I'm sure much of you guys are. It's very difficult trying to build them up, but that's the way it is, boys. I know I'm waffling here, so let's hope that we can get a good defense here. Now I'm actually going to go for the Tombstone right in on top of the Royal Giant. We do this just so the skeletons all spawn out onto it. You know, it's not like a building where it shoots and stuff like that. It is kind of up the sense where, like, you know, you want to get things in onto it, the skeletons in onto it as soon as you can. It's very similar with like the Goblin Brawler. You know, you want to be putting it down nice and close to Royal Giant. So whenever the Royal Giant destroys it, the troops are there to come out onto it. Now this will be a bit of a different, it might be a bit of a different situation, just because, you know, you do have the shots. Now we're going to go for the tornado here. We're going to go for the bomber. Hopefully we can clean this up. We're going to take a lot of damage here. This is not good for us one bit, and I think this might actually be game over. No way, we just lose it like that, and that's going to be it, boys. There's nothing we can do about that. Let's hop straight into the third game. And yes, guys, I spent more of that last game waffling, but hopefully we'll try and just focus in this game, show you guys some good gameplay, and not just waffle until we lose. So, we'll go for the Knight here in the back. Gonna cycle around, go for the Evo card first. Plus, the Knight is also just a good card to start off with. But, you know, as I always say, boys, you want to try and cycle around your Evos as quick as you can. It always makes such a big difference in this game whenever you can get around to those Evos. What could I have done better in the last game? I could have definitely applied a bit more pressure. You know, I definitely let him away with a bit too much. Was a bit silly for me, but you know, that's the way it is. I wasn't going in for my graveyards actively enough. I wasn't doing anything really anywhere near what I should have been. So we're going to go in for it now, and hopefully we can get the baby dragon. I thought the baby dragon would have crossed in front after me making a big thing last game about a big song and dance last game, saying not to go in for your naked ones. I pretty much did. Now in my defense, I did think that it would work out better than it did. It unfortunately didn't, but we're still gonna get a lot of damage in because this deck is so strong against Dagger Duchess. You know, that it will be obviously weak if you go in for the naked one Dagger Duchess, but if you have a tank in, it's very, very good, boys. It's perfecto. Now we're playing against an E-Golem player. Now E-Golem is an interesting one. I'm not a big fan of E-Golem, but we do have a lot of splash in this deck, which should make this all a lot easier. So we'll go for the bomber here early, and we're going to see if he'll go for the void on top of the bomber. He's not actually going to go. Okay, we're going to go for the great tombstone here, and then we're going to go, oh, I missed my poise on the wizard, that's bad for me. I'm actually going to go in for the ice wizard behind, just in case he decided to go for his void. We can have ourselves covered, that the tombstone won't just get taken out. I suppose the skeletons would have done that anyway, wouldn't they? So I'm going to take a lot of damage here. Pretty bad tornado from me, if I'm being honest, but you know, we'll move on and pretend that didn't happen. And what we can do is just get prepped and go for a baby dragon here in the back. Once we get to double elixir, I think we can apply a lot of pressure up this right side, and we can definitely annoy this guy a lot. So let's go for the baby dragon here. We also have our Evo bomber in hand, which can come in very, very useful. We're going to go for the ice wizard here. We're going for the poison, and we're going to go for the graveyard here. Right now, he's not going to quite get down. I thought he was going to try and get down before we crossed the bridge. He's not going to quite do that. So let's go for our knight here as well. And I'm kind of weary about going for my going in for my tombstone here, because you know, he does obviously have that guy who's just going to spawn off that. Now we'll go for the tombstone here in the center. Now that the Skeleton King's dead, we'll go for the Evo Bomber, and we can just hopefully get a bit of damage off with that. I would like it if these bats get taken out, because if we can keep this Evo Bomber alive, we can do a lot here. We'll go for the baby dragon. Gonna go for the tornado. Try hopefully bail us out a bit. We'll go for the ice wizard here, and we're gonna hold on to this, I think, aren't we? Yeah, we are. Nice. We'll go for the Evo Knight here, and if we can get a graveyard going really quickly, this would be nice. If this Evo Knight can do something for us, and it would be very, very helpful. So we're gonna go in for the poison. And we're actually going to go for the baby dragon here. Take out these bats, and then if I can go for the graveyard, please. Come on. If we can get the graveyard going now, soon, come on. And we can get a nice bit of damage in. Hold on, the baby dragon's going to do a lot. And if we can just go for the the tornado here, pull all that away. Hopefully get some skeletons on the tower. Not going to quite do it for us, but if we need one more. Nice, and then we get to our poison. We poison the tower, and this should be a win. As long as nothing goes drastically wrong here. And we are going to take it, please, come on. Is that going to do the damage? Yes, it is, just in time, boys, and we managed to hold on. And yes, guys, this is the deck that we did use for today's video, also known as SplashYard. I'm sure a lot of you guys know it. You know, this is a slightly altered version. I don't remember what the exact original version is. I believe it has Barbarlin instead of something. It obviously didn't have the bomber until the Evo Bomber came out, but it's a variation of it that I'm sure a lot of you guys know, and this deck works so strong. Now, fair warning, I'm not the best at this deck. Some of this gameplay you've seen today is a very watered down version of what this deck is capable of. But if you're very good with it, trust me, this deck will take you very far on ladder. It's one of the easier decks, along with like your lava hounds and things. That just makes the game a little bit easier. But anyways, guys, do let me know if you decide to use this, and I will see you all tomorrow for a brand new video. Hit that like and subscribe button, and peace out.